Most things in the universe are plentiful. In fact, the longer you live, the more you realize that truly unique experiences are rare. It can feel like nothing in this world is truly special. However, there are certain discoveries that stand out as one of a kind. From unique gems to the rarest mushrooms, here are some of the most extraordinary discoveries ever made. But before we get started, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to click subscribe button. The one-of-a-kind gem. Here's a gem so rare that only one specimen has been discovered so far. While diamonds are undoubtedly valuable, Meteorite holds the title of the world's rarest material. This transparent reddish-orange mineral may not seem extraordinary at first glance, but its unique composition sets it apart. Its formula includes bismuth, antimony, and oxygen, with traces of tantalum. Due to the heavy nature of bismuth, this tiny gem boasts an impressive density, more than 8 times that of water. The formation of this mineral remains a mystery, but researchers believe that Meteorite forms under specific conditions involving the cooling and crystallization of highly concentrated molten rock. This incredible mineral was discovered in the Mok region of Myanmar, an area already famous for its rubies and sapphires. It was found by sapphire hunters in a stream and initially went unrecognized. It wasn't until Dr. Cha Tu, a renowned Burmese mineralogist, spotted this unusual gem on the market that it was identified. His keen eye and expertise led to the identification of Chati, which was officially recognized by the International Mineralogical Association in 2015. Today, the only known specimen of this rare material resides at the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles, with no other specimens found to date. The eternal neon light. In 1935, Clifton's Brookdale opened its doors in downtown Los Angeles, quickly becoming a landmark for locals. However, the restaurant's eerie history took an unexpected turn in 2010 when entrepreneur Andrew Mayan took over. While the restaurant seemed unremarkable, things changed dramatically when the old walls and partitions were torn down. Hidden behind one dilapidated wall was a glowing neon lamp that had been continuously burning for an astonishing 77 years. Typically, neon lights last less than 77 years, but this one was different. The owners likely hoped for the lights to break on their own, but they endured without ever being turned off for over 7 decades. Leaving a light on for such an extended period isn't cheap. The electricity bills for this forgotten neon lamp are estimated to total around $177,000. Although this sounds like a staggering figure, keep in mind that we're talking about a neon light that likely outlived a person. Charlotte Bronte's ring. Charlotte Bronte, born on April 21, 1816, is one of the most renowned figures in literature, best known for her novel Jane Eyre. Her literary contributions made her a key figure in history, with her works celebrated as classics. Decades after her death, a piece of her history was discovered in the most unexpected place, an unassuming attic. While sorting through her late father-in-law's belongings in a quiet attic in Wales, a woman stumbled upon a locked metal box. After sifting through countless keys, she finally unlocked it to reveal a single ring. At first glance, the ring appeared ordinary, but a closer inspection revealed an inscription. C. Bronte, along with the date, March 31st, 1855, the day Charlotte passed away. This ring, while unusual for today's standards, was common in the Victorian era as mourning jewelry, which allowed mourners to keep or wear something from their deceased loved ones. Despite being an antique, the ring itself would only fetch around $25, but its connection to Charlotte Bronte could easily raise its value to over $26,000. The authentic ring. I don't know about you, but I love thrifting. However, I've never stumbled upon a find as lucky as this one. Over 30 years ago, a woman in West London picked up what she thought was a costume jewelry ring at a car boot sale for just £10, about $13. She wore this ring daily, believing it was a simple piece of glass jewelry. Little did she know she was flaunting a treasure on her finger. It wasn't until recently that the true value of the ring was uncovered. After taking it to a local jeweler for an appraisal, the woman learned that her ring was actually set with a stunning 26.27 carat diamond. This cushion-shaped diamond cut in the 19th century was designed to conserve weight rather than maximize brilliance, giving it a unique, less sparkly appearance compared to modern diamonds. The ring was later dubbed the tenor ring, a nod to its original price. Eventually, it was auctioned at SBE's fine jewelry sale in London, where it was initially estimated to fetch around $456,000. However, it ended up selling for an astonishing £656,750, or approximately $850,000. So, if you have any questionable jewelry from a thrift shop or flea market, you might want to get it appraised. Who knows? You could be the next lucky person to turn a $13 investment into nearly $500,000. The Hand of Faith. Perhaps you've heard about the Hand of Faith, one of the most prized naturally occurring materials in the world. Discovered on September 26, 1980, by Kevin Hillier in the small town of Woori Yallock, Victoria, Australia, this massive gold nugget was unearthed using a metal detector, buried just 12 inches below the surface. Weighing an incredible 875 troy ounces, approximately 61 pounds, this colossal nugget was resting vertically in the ground. The name Hand of Faith is derived from its distinctive shape, resembling an outstretched hand. Its impressive dimensions measure approximately 47 centimeters long, 20 centimeters wide, and 9 centimeters thick, making its discovery renowned worldwide. After its discovery, the Hand of Faith was sold to the Golden Nugget casino chain for over $1 million. Today, it is prominently displayed in the lobby of the Golden Nugget Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. The coconut opening rat. Are you afraid of rats or rodents? If so, there's another thing to fear, especially big ones. Meet the giant rat, scientifically known as Euromys vica. This rat can grow up to 1.5 feet long, making it about 3 to 4 times larger than the common rats we usually see. What's more, these critters have a remarkable skill. They can break open coconuts. They're known to chew through the tough shells, a feat that most ordinary rats can't accomplish. Despite their impressive abilities, this species is critically endangered, primarily due to habitat loss from logging activities. The blue lobster. Did you know that blue lobsters exist? And no, they aren't artificially created. They're a naturally occurring phenomenon. Blue lobsters are not a separate species, but rather a rare color variant of the American lobster, or European lobster. While most lobsters typically display murky brown, green, or dark navy blue shades, blue lobsters owe their stunning sapphire hue to a genetic mutation that leads to the overproduction of a protein called crustaceanin. This protein binds with a red carotenoid pigment called astaxanthin, resulting in a blue complex that reflects blue light. The odds of encountering a blue lobster are incredibly slim, estimated at about 1 in 2 million. This rarity makes each sighting a notable event. Despite these odds, several reports have emerged of blue lobsters being caught by fishermen off the coasts of North America and Europe. These rare creatures often make headlines and are sometimes donated to aquariums, where they can be preserved and admired by the public. Roman villa discovered on Google Earth. You might have heard people say that browsing the internet mindlessly is unproductive, but that's not always the case. Take, for instance, the remarkable discovery made by amateur archaeologists who used satellite images from Google Earth to uncover the remnants of a Roman villa dating back approximately 1,700 years. In October 2022, members of the Kent Archaeological Society, led by site director Richard Taylor, identified unusual linear crop markings on farmland near Trottiscliffe. These markings suggested the presence of a buried structure. Upon closer inspection and excavation, they revealed the remains of a Roman villa from the 3rd or 4th century CE. What's particularly astounding about this villa is that it featured a hypocaust system, an ancient Roman method of central heating. This innovation allowed hot air from a central wood fire to circulate beneath a raised floor, keeping the building warm during chilly British winters. The presence of such a system indicates that the villa's inhabitants were wealthy, as maintaining a hypocaust was both costly and labor-intensive. Hoodwinker Sunfish. On June 3, 2024, beachgoers in Gerhardt, Oregon were astonished to find a massive fish washed up on the sand. This rare creature turned out to be a Hoodwinker sunfish, scientific name Mola tecta, measuring 7.3 feet in length. The unusual appearance and rarity of this fish garnered significant attention both locally and globally. The Hoodwinker Sunfish is a species that was only identified in 2017. Unlike other sunfish, it has a sleeker, more streamlined body, allowing it to conceal itself better in the ocean. Despite this adaptation, Hoodwinker sunfish can still grow up to 7.9 feet long and have distinctive features such as a bullet-like shape, tough skin, and a small mouth with beak-like teeth. No matter how unappealing a fish may look, seeing one beached is always a heartbreaking sight. The rarest flower. At first glance, you might mistake this flower for a rose, but it's actually the deep pink middle mist's red, which is the rarest flower in the world. Scientifically, it's an unspecified variant of Camellia japonica. Originally imported from China to Britain by John Middlemist in 1804, this seemingly ordinary flower has vanished from its native habitat in most places in the UK, surviving only in two known locations: Chiswick House and Gardens in London and the Treaty House in Waimate, New Zealand. The reasons for its disappearance from China and how it managed to survive in New Zealand remain a mystery to this day. Declaration of Independence found by a bargain hunter. In 2007, Michael Sparks, a music equipment technician from Nashville, Tennessee, made a routine visit to a thrift store called Music City. Among his purchases was a yellowed shellacked document marked at $248. After taking it home, he realized he had unwittingly purchased one of the rarest documents in the world, an authentic copy of the Declaration of Independence. Upon opening the tape, Sparks quickly recognized the significance of the document, leading him on a mission to authenticate his find. He discovered that his thrift store treasure was one of 200 official copies of the Declaration commissioned by then Secretary of State John Quincy Adams in 1820. Known as stone copies, these documents were engraved by William J. Stone to ensure the Declaration's preservation and widespread distribution. Experts estimated Sparks's discovery to be worth about 100,000 times the amount he paid for it. Ultimately, the document was put up for auction at Rayner's Historical Collectible Auctions in North Carolina, with an opening bid of $125,000. Any guesses on how much the document sold for in the end? The $248 document eventually fetched an astonishing $477,000. 2,000-year-old Bog Butter. Bogs are wetland areas that accumulate peat composed of dead plant material. While they might seem spooky and uninteresting at first, these bogs have a unique quality. They preserve human bodies remarkably well due to their specific temperature, pH, and oxygen levels. Historically, people viewed bogs as gateways to another world, leading them to sacrifice human bodies by dropping them into these wetlands. Today, many of these bog bodies have been discovered and studied. However, one of the most unexpected finds in a bog isn't a body, but rather food, specifically butter. Recently, a 22-pound chunk of bog butter was unearthed in County Meath, Ireland, estimated to be around 2,000 years old. This find adds to the hundreds of similar discoveries made across Northern Europe. The process of making bog butter involves turning milk into butter and then burying it in a bog. The cool, acidic, and low oxygen conditions of the bog slow down the decomposition process, allowing organic materials like butter to remain intact for millennia. Often, these butter lumps are found wrapped in animal hides or encased in wooden containers, which protect them from the elements and help preserve them over time. The $33 million egg plot. Plot twists and cliches can happen in real life, and this story is a perfect example. In 2012, a scrap metal dealer from the Midwest purchased a small golden egg for $13,300 at an antique market. You might think that's quite a hefty sum, but it was actually a normal price for a gold egg. The dealer originally planned to melt it down to extract the gold, but when he couldn't find a buyer, he decided to abandon that idea and simply observe the piece. This decision led to an astonishing discovery. He likely thanked his lucky stars that he studied the egg instead of melting it down, as it turned out to be a Fabergé egg, one of the most prized pieces in the world. Eventually, the egg was brought to experts, including Kieran McCarthy from the London jewellery firm Wartsky, who identified it as the third imperial Easter egg crafted in 1887 by the legendary jeweller Peter Carl Fabergé for Tsar Alexander III. The egg was an Easter gift for the Tsarina Maria Feodorovna, featuring lion paw feet, golden garlands, cabochon sapphires, and a diamond clasp. Inside, the egg was a Vacheron Constantin watch, adding to its value. This egg was not just valuable, it was worth an astounding $33 million, making it over 2,000 times its original price. As one of the few surviving imperial eggs, the scrap dealer, who wished to remain anonymous, was understandably shocked to learn he possessed a piece of royal history worth millions. The egg was eventually sold through Wartsky to a private collector. Ambergris. Did you know that whale vomit can be extremely valuable? So much so that it's often referred to as floating gold. This substance, known as ambergris, is a waxy material produced in the digestive system of sperm whales. Despite its name, it is not excreted through the mouth. Instead, ambergris forms when whales ingest hard, indigestible parts of their prey, such as squid beaks. These sharp objects irritate the whale's intestines, prompting the secretion of a fatty substance to protect its digestive tract. Over time, this mixture hardens and transforms into ambergris. You might assume that this substance would have an unpleasant smell, but surprisingly, it is a prized ingredient in perfumes. Fresh ambergris is black and has a strong, pleasant odor. However, as it floats on the ocean, exposure to sunlight and salt water chemically transforms it into a gray or yellowish substance with a sweet, earthy scent. This aging process can take years, during which ambergris develops its unique fragrance, highly sought after by perfume houses. Its scent profile is complex and has been compared to a mix of old wood, damp earth, and a hint of tobacco. The fixative properties of ambergris, which help preserve and enhance the longevity of perfumes, make it especially valuable in the fragrance industry. Historically, ambergris has been used in everything from incense to medicinal remedies and even culinary applications. Due to its rarity, ambergris can fetch significant sums, ranging from thousands of dollars to over $1 million. However, don't try your luck finding it. It's hard to come by and illegal to forcefully remove from whales. But if you happen to see something floating in the water while sailing, it might be worth a second look to see if it's ambergris. The Hune Horde. On November 16, 1992, retired farmer Peter Watling lost a hammer in his field in Hoxton, Suffolk, and asked his friend Eric Laws, who owned a metal detector, to help him find it. What they discovered was far more valuable than a hammer. Instead, Laws stumbled upon a treasure trove buried just 12 inches below the surface, now known as the Hune Horde, one of the most significant finds in history. The Hune Horde consists of an astounding collection of 14,860 Roman coins and around 200 items of gold and silver jewelry, tableware, and other artifacts. Among the most notable items are gold bracelets, necklaces, rings, and silver spoons. The hoard dates back to the late 4th and early 5th centuries AD, a tumultuous time in the Roman Empire. The coins in the hoard span from the reign of Emperor Constantine I to that of the usurper Constantine III, indicating that the hoard was likely buried between 408 and 450 AD during the Roman Empire's withdrawal from Britain. At the time, Britain was under threat of invasion by Saxons, Angles, and Picts. The owner of the hoard likely buried their valuables in hopes of retrieving them after the danger had passed. However, it seems the treasure was forgotten, only to be rediscovered centuries later. The Hune Horde offers invaluable insight into Roman life in Britain, showcasing the craftsmanship and wealth of the time. The treasure is now housed in the British Museum, where it continues to captivate historians and the public alike. The world's largest opal matrix. An opal matrix is a unique type of opal where the precious opal material is intricately interwoven with the host rock. Two primary types of opal matrices are found in Australia, the Boulder matrix and the Andamooka matrix. The Boulder matrix, found in Queensland, features precious opal veins running through ironstone, while the Andamooka matrix from South Australia requires treatment to reveal its vibrant colours. Due to their rarity, these opal matrices are considered some of the most expensive materials on Earth. Among them, a particularly special specimen was discovered in southern Australia, known as the world's largest opal matrix. This massive stone weighs an astonishing 55,000 carats, equivalent to about 11 kilograms. It measures 30 centimeters in length, 20 centimeters in height, and 4 centimeters in thickness. It's estimated to be worth at least $1 million, but its value could significantly increase once cut and polished for jewelry. In another incident, a hiker exploring near the Fukang Mountains in China made an astonishing discovery, a meteorite that would later reveal something truly breathtaking. When the meteorite was cut open, its stunning interior came to light. The man in this story, Marvin Kilgore, holds what is now known as the Fukang meteorite, named after its place of origin. Unlike ordinary meteorites, the Fukang specimen is a rare type called a palisite, known for its mesmerizing structure, glimmering crystals of olivine suspended within a metallic matrix. A single glance at this space rock is enough to grasp its rarity and beauty, a unique gift from the cosmos itself. It's a reminder that our universe holds countless treasures waiting to be uncovered. The world's rarest mushroom. You may have heard of matsutake mushrooms, a prized ingredient in Japanese cuisine. However, not many people have had the opportunity to taste these rare and expensive mushrooms. Known as pine mushrooms, matsutake have significant cultural and culinary importance in Japan. They grow symbiotically with red pine trees and are highly sought after for their unique aroma and flavor, which is often described as having spicy, cinnamon-like notes with earthy pine undertones. The rarity of matsutake mushrooms contributes to their skyrocketing price, which can reach around $1,000 per pound. The difficulty in finding and harvesting them plays a big role in their scarcity. Their habitat has been shrinking due to an invasive worm called the pinewood nematode, causing production rates to drop by as much as 95%. So if you've had the chance to taste these exquisite mushrooms, consider yourself lucky. Do you know of any other remarkable discoveries that could rival these? Feel free to share in the comments. Also, check out the other fascinating content popping up on the screen now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.